moved into a quiet cul-de-sac 3 years ago, hoping for peace. Instead, I found Richard was the HOA resident, and a man who treated him like his personal leader. He spent his Saturdays walking around the community, measuring grass and issuing fines for unapproved mailbox colors. The trouble started when I visited a beautiful Japanese maple on front door. I checked the bylaws, and there was nothing to do. But Richard hated it. He said he had a notice of violation, claimed the tree was an unusual nuisance, and ordered me to remove it and fix a $100 ticket. I tried to talk to him, but he just smirked and said, I decided I was a nuisance. I spent the next week reading HOA documents from 1985, not just the bylaws, but the actual land deeds and city easements. That's when I found the golden ticket. According to the original city survey, Richard's massive, expensive brick and iron fence, the one he bragged cost him $30,000, was actually built 4 feet past his property line. It was sitting directly on a city-owned utility easement. Even better, the HOA bylaws he loved so much strictly forbade any permanent structures on utility easements. I didn't tell Richard. Instead, I waited for the annual HOA meeting. Richard was mid-speech, lecturing the neighborhood about maintaining the aesthetic integrity of our community. When I stood up, I handed out copies of the city survey and the HOA's own bylaws to every neighbor in the room. I calmly explained that while Richard was worried about my 4-foot tree, he was currently in violation of both city law and HOA regulations. Richard turned purple. He screamed that he had seniority and the rules didn't apply to him. That was the wrong thing to say. The neighbors, who were all tired of his fines, immediately voted to launch an internal audit of the board. I didn't stop there. I sent the survey to the city planning office. Since the fence was blocking access to a potential water line repair, the city issued a mandatory removal order. Richard was forced to tear down his $30,000 fence at his own expense within 30 days. Because he had been so aggressive with fines, the new board refused to give him a variance. Not only did my tree stay, but Richard was so embarrassed that he resigned from the board and put his house up for sale 2 months later. The new HOA president? A nice lady who thinks Japanese maples are lovely.